Okay guys, in this project, this is part 2 of 3 or 4, and you're going to do the very similar to the previous one. You're going to, instead of searching for to see if that letter exists, you're going to count the number of letters in a longer string. For instance, you're going to count the I's in Mississippi, and there's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. You're going to count the A's in this sentence, and there's, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of them. Or you're going to count the B's in Bob, whatever. Okay, and let's do B's in Bob. One way to do this would be to, I'm going to make a new sprite and choose bananas this time. And you could try to copy this block over to bananas. If you do that, it's going to make a copy of it here, search for. I actually don't want search for. I'm going to make a different block. Pause it and see if you can figure out what this one's called. It's not search for, it's going to be count the, how many options are we going to have? Are they going to be numbers? What are they going to be? Well, they're going to be strings. Count the letter in sentence. Count these number of letters in the sentences. And we're not going to say, hey, found it, found it, found it. We can, but we're actually going to just print the number we found at the end, whether it's 0, 1, 2, or 10. Okay. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm actually going to throw away this search block because we don't need it anymore. And just so you know, these are very similar. Search for the letter in the sentence, and you saw last time when we searched for the letter B in the rabbit is clean. Let's actually search for I's in Mississippi. I in Mississippi. Well, found an I in slot 2, found an I in slot 5, found an I in slot 8, and found an I at the end in slot 11. Okay, that is pretty much counting, right? We just saw that there was 4 of them, but we don't want it to say, hey, found it, found it, found it. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this and put it to the side. We don't need to say, hey, found it, found it, found it. Everything else is the same. Now, if you want practice, if you want to get better at this, I would throw all this away. If you just copied my video in the previous one, I would throw this away and try to do it myself using this other one as hints, using the search as a hint. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the counter to 1. And remember, this counter is, well, lets me jump through the slots. So if I actually label this, jump through all slots in sentence. Okay, and I could make another function of that, but it might get kind of complicated. But anyway, that's what this repeat block does with the counter variable. Starts at 1, goes up to the end. Changes the counter every time. And this is if we found the letter. Okay, maybe I should label that. Let's go over here, shrink this down a little. Jump through slots. And again, this is just for human eyes. It's just for human benefit. This is called commenting our code to make it more readable. Okay, jump through slots. This block found the letter. Okay, by making these little comments, you can read your own code better when you come back to it tomorrow, or another person. If somebody else is reading your code, they can understand it. Okay. All right. So jump through the slots. Repeat this many times, and then if I found the letter, well, that's what this means. If I found the letter, do this in the middle. What would I do here? Last time I said, hey, found it. Well, I found an I in Mississippi. What do I do? Instead of saying found it, I'm going to make another variable. Pause and see if you know how to finish this off. You should be able to do it. Okay. I'm going to make another variable called, this is going to be weird, I'm going to call it count or num letters. Okay. Number of letters. Maybe that's a better name. I'll rename it. Okay, and what do we start at? Let's actually do it wrong. I like doing things wrong. Okay, I'm gonna set the number of letters. Blah blah blah. Change number of letters. If I found it, I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna say, hey, there's another one. There's another one. There goes another one. And 4 I's in Mississippi. I found it 4 times. And then when do I say? Well, when I'm done jumping through the slots. Okay, and sorry, this got detached somehow. Oops, no, you don't belong there. You belong there. When I'm done jumping through the slots is when I say how many I found. So I would say number of letters at the end. And I'm going to join just once. found, sorry, I'm gonna do 3 of them. Found this many of, I'm putting spaces there, of your letter. Okay, a space after found. Found this many of your letter. Okay, that's not quite as many as last time. Oh, I didn't, where's the of? I need to do an of. Man, I hate joining strings. In Python, all you're gonna do is plus these together. It's gonna be so much easier. Found this. Of. Space on both sides. There we go. Okay. I found, and you can just put the number, right? You could just say 7 or 4 eyes, 4. But I like this better. It's more detailed. All right, let's try it. Did we fix everything? Let's run it. I found 1 of 0. Oh, number of letters starts at 1. Did we find 1? Well, it wasn't even in a sentence. What's our letter in sentence? Letter is 0. Sentence is 0. No, it's finding it every time. Okay, so let's. So I'm gonna go set number of letters to 0. Okay, let's go try this again, and let's call it correctly, right? Let's go to the block, count the blanks in blank when I click the green flag. Okay, so here we go. Count the blanks in blank. Well, we choose, right? We're going to do eyes in Mississippi because that's been our example so far. Eyes in Mississippi. Click the green flag or just click the block. Now, quick review, where does the I go when this runs? It sends the I in the first slot here, which is letter. It sends I spelled Mississippi. I missed an Mississippi. There we go. It sends the Mississippi into sentence, right? Sorry. And then wherever you see the purple variable letter down here, it's I, and wherever you see the purple sentence, it's Mississippi, right? Let's run it. Go. Boom. Give me a sentence. Oh, this is doing the cats. You need to go away for a sec. I'm going to unhook that from the green flag. And maybe it should be when this sprite is clicked, right? Let's get it a little more organized. I'm going to stop when this sprite is clicked. Okay. I'm going to click my bananas. Found 8. Is that right? 8 eyes? No, I'm going to run it again. I found 12 eyes. Hey, I found 16. Can you see how many I'm finding every time? 20, 24, 28. I'm finding 4 eyes every time I click the bananas. So that was the problem I was talking about earlier. We set our counter to 1 every time, but we don't reset the number of letters back to 0 every time this runs. Okay, so this is kind of initialization stuff. This is starting stuff. And I can make a purple block called setup or initialization. And I can make a purple block called repeat or find the sentences. But it's good enough. Once I get this big complicated block done, this is my black box. This is the thing that's doing all the work. Okay, click it. 4 of I. And I didn't say in Mississippi, but that's good enough. 4 of I. Let's try this. A in flabby pancakes. And can you count it? 1, 2. There sure are 3 in that. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this. Do about 5 or 6 of them on your own. Counts the Z in Rambo. How many Z's in Rambo? Found 3 of A in flabby pancakes. 0 of Z's in Rambo. Yeah, so finish this off, and you don't need this, say. Okay, and this video already at 8 minutes. We'll stop it here and call it good, and we'll do one more video in the next one. See you then.